she rewatched it. But we do know that rewatching Sweeney Todd was what Scarlett wanted to do the night of February 10th, the night before Brianna's murder. She texted Eddie, "I'm excited as..." Eddie texts back, "Why?" "Oh yeah, I forgot." She texts, "I'm watching Sweeney Todd again, you should watch it." I can't watch romantic movies.
See, I don't even know which one's more chilling. The one that say, "I'm so excited," or he's saying that, I forgot.
Yeah.
What?
He's like, "I can't watch romantic movies." Well, make sure you wear clothes and shoes that you can run in, just in case. What knife are you bringing tomorrow? The hunting knife that I showed you in person? You should bring a knife too if you want to stab her, because I'm not going to throw my knife at you. After those text messages, Scarlett picked up one of her journals to write in. If you were to flip open a page and take a quick glance, I mean, it looks like any other high school girl's journal. Pink and blue gel ink with those little squiggly lines and hearts doodled all over the page. Scarlett's handwriting is very small and squished together, so if you just glanced at the journal from maybe a few desks down or from across the classroom, you would have no idea what she wrote. But her little journal would have some of the most atrocious things in there. If you flip the journal to a random page, you might land on Jeffrey Dahmer's page. And just to give you a refresher, Jeffrey Dahmer was a serial killer, cannibal, necrophiliac, meaning that he likes to have relations with deceased bodies. He was probably most widely known for, obviously, the heinous nature of his crimes and the fact that he chose a lot of POC victims, but he also wanted to create love zombies. He would kidnap victims, drill holes into their skulls while they're still alive, and try to pour acid into their brains because he wanted their brains to be turned off, that he could control them just physically, and they would still be alive. Where he could do whatever he wanted with them. He was trying to create zombies, love zombies. He was also very keen on keeping trophies. The police found 5 severed heads in his kitchen. But Scarlett had a page in her journal in purple and pink gel pens that read, "Jeffrey Lionel Dahmer, squiggle squiggle." First line, gay, intelligent, very thorough, killed 17 boys and men, organized, disorganized serial killer, not sociable, sad that everybody leaves him, usually disposed of bodies in a disorganized, badly way. Next line reads, dismembered bodies, smart. Alcoholic, smokes weed. When he's close to being caught, he usually panics and makes up a strange but smart and believable story to prove his innocence. Disorganized, made 14-year-old his own zombie with a drill, etc. High IQ, 145, genius level. Side note, his IQ was not 145. Most reports say that it was closer to 120, so definitely not 145. But I digress. The page continues. Loves getting roadkill and dissecting it. Lonely, wants love, attention, affection from other men, but never works out and they end up dead. Arrested, got beaten to death in prison. Last words? She never wrote them, but allegedly they were, "I don't care if I live or die, go ahead and kill me." If you flip to another random page in her journal, you'll find John Wayne Gacy's page, the clown killer. He had at least 33 victims, and he was a sadist. On his page, Scarlett wrote, 33 victims, killed victims by strangling. Last words, kiss my ass. But her favorite was Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, the one that took the eyeballs. She wrote on his page, the Night Stalker, squiggle, squiggle. Characteristics, robberies, mutilation. Richard Ramirez quotes, heart. Big deal, death comes with the territory. See you in Disneyland. Which is what he said when he was sentenced to death. There's a list of all the quotes that he said that she apparently really liked. You maggots make me sick. I will be avenged. Lucifer dwells within us all. I killed 20 people, man. I love all that blood. I love Satan. You know who I am, don't you? I'm the one they're writing about in the newspapers and on TV. Richard Ramirez was her favorite. He had over 15 victims, and he would drink his victims' blood by blending them up in his juicer. He would write messages on the walls and pentagrams to taunt the police. He's the one that gouged out the victims' eyeballs and put them in his jewelry box as a trophy. Scarlett would tell everybody around her. I could talk about him for at least 2 hours, including like quotes and dates and stuff. But Scarlett felt like there was a fundamental difference between them and her. Unlike those serial killers, she was going to get away with it. The day after a teenage girl is found dead at the local park, Scarlett's life starts spiraling out of control. Scarlett is staring down at her phone, and she has a new message from a stranger on Facebook. It read, "Is that your friend who got hurt, who was with you yesterday at the park? I saw you at Linear Park. Your friend's face looks familiar." Scarlett could feel the blood pumping in her ears. Who Who could have seen her together with Brianna at the park? She tried to think of all the people they came across. Was it that full-grown man playing hide-and-seek? It was John and Christina's turn to hide. Their kids started counting, and they're playing hide-and-seek. It's a classic. I mean, it's winter time, so the air is crisp, and the kids are just getting their energy out. John wanted to stay close by, but still kind of hide. So he stood behind the trunk of a tree, and he would poke his head out so that he could keep an eye on his kids. From his hiding spot, John looks around for his kids, and he's watching them. But he sees someone in his peripheral vision. He turns his head, and he sees a young teen girl, and the other couldn't really make out if Eddie was a boy or a grown man. I mean, something in the way that Eddie carried himself just gave off, like, man-child energy. John watches them as they start climbing up the steps towards the trail, towards John. Their heads are swiveling back and forth. It's like they're scanning for someone or looking for someone. It feels like they're also playing a game of hide and seek. It seems like they're looking for John. So John pulls his gaze from them and glances back at his own children, and when he turns back around in the direction that they had now reached the top of the stairs and are now eye level with him. He makes eye contact with the both of them. The boy looks away, but the girl keeps staring. She just had these deep, intense blue eyes that he would never forget. There's just something very dark about them.